and you want to share, just talk to us.
Yeah. So you guys have been active, or Jordan's been active in the product-led movement, I guess you could say, and that seems to be associated with a lot of OpenView associates portfolio companies. Do you want to just speak to that, about what's been great about product-led and what you think, where that sort of fits in the modern way of viewing things as from a product team perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I just got back from the Product-Led Growth Summit in San Francisco that OpenView put on, and look, in the last 3 years, it's gone from 20 people to 80 people in their Boston office to now, a conference center in the Valley. So it was pretty cool to see. The thing I love about product-led is that it really backs the product. It backs the quality of what's been built to sell itself. And it says, essentially, if you provide a low barrier to entry and you get your customers to experience the value you have, if you've got a great product, that will sell itself. And obviously that runs out as you get to the higher end of the market, and a company like Deputy that has small to enterprise businesses. But we get people organically taking a trial, that are, 1,000+ employees.
Yeah,
product-led approach. And we have that really healthy tension with sales. Like, phone number is a great one. We should make phone number mandatory, and the product-led growth mentality says no, and that is part of our CEO's ethos as well, I guess. Francois?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with your definition and why. I mean, ultimately, I've been working in software for almost 11 years now. I actually started my career working as an operation manager for a web design company. And then 6 months later, three of us created our own SaaS, which we've done a B2C SaaS for about 3.5 years,
Yep.
And, when you have a software company, you're a product company. The same way that if you were manufacturing anything physical, your product is what sells. You need a great product. And ultimately, if you forget that, and, you could make great marketing and great sales and get to revenue, but your product is at the core of what you do, and your value should always be about, is the product delivering on the promise, because saying, as Ashik say, our mission is, every shift on Deputy will help businesses around the world, manage their employee better, will increase the employee happiness level, and we make sure that, businesses don't break the law, and pay employee accurately, if you have that mission on paper, but your product doesn't deliver, then, it's kind of funny, right? Where I think product-led growth is very much like, hey, the product aligned with the mission. And, that's what is driving the growth. And what we're here for is more amplifying that. Make sure that everyone in the world that is relevant should know about us,
How do you draw a line between, or how do you explain to that salesperson that wants the phone number in there what product-led growth is? Okay, sure, it's easy to say, okay, it's a barrier. By asking for making the phone number mandatory, it's a barrier to actually getting that, and you'll get a drop-off rate. Do you literally show the salesperson the drop-off rates at that particular point, or do you go back and say, well, product-led is about aligning that with the mission? How do you kind of communicate that product-led
So
thinking?
In one example, we had the salesperson come to me and Francois with the costings, right? They're like, if we add this field, we'll get X amount more drop-off during the onboarding flow, but we should be able to convert X% more, and therefore the revenue uplift is this. And that's quite a compelling argument, right? What I guess isn't there is the costings of the sales team itself.
Yeah, right.
The scalability of that business unit, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's other factors at play that maybe isn't part of their day-to-day concern.
Yeah.
So it's really where we just, I don't get into that argument, because they are right in maybe a short-term view and in a long-term view. So for example, in iOS, we put a field in that didn't exist before to capture phone number, and we did it in such a delightful way that 55% of people and the sales team are really happy with that. So it's just about finding a balance, coming with the numbers, and kind of iterating to mandatory if you have to. But one of the games, for example, in gamification, where you can see here, the third one, which is a blue phone, is to essentially give us your phone number. And we say, because we'll send you a link to download the app.
Yep, gotcha.
So we say, cool, I hear you. How else can we get to this result in a in a way that doesn't cause drop off.
It's also, I was talking to, do you know Wes Bush? The
guy who wrote the book.
Yeah. So I just done an interview, a podcast with him recently that is going to be in the Product-Led Growth Summit, I think at the end of January, which is a big online summit. Yeah. So I think there's 100+ speakers. So I got the opportunity to talk to him. But one of the things that I didn't discuss with him, but I think could be interesting in this forum, is that, you know, product-led growth, it's not a religion. It's not something where, you know, like any decision you're going to take is just product-led growth. You know, like we're not on a crusade here. We're here to have a principle, which we really believe that if you continue product innovation, you solve real problem with real product solution, then you're going to win in the long term. But it doesn't mean, for example, that if we realize that if you talk to someone, then the conversion rate is 63%, then yeah, of course, we're going to try to connect you with someone because, you know, the revenue is there, right? So it's a principle, but it's not a religion.
Great. Excellent. Thank you.